Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. How are you doing? I have this little creature here. Paws and I are going to tell you about how to deal with paw licking in dogs. If your dog licks his or her paws, it's very likely that he or she has been diagnosed with allergies. But most of the time, unfortunately, allergies are not the case. The condition is usually very stubborn and misdiagnosed. There are conferences on skin issues and allergies around the world for veterinarians, and they're trying to solve something that I was actually dealing with for many, many years as well. I was having bad results with treating paw licking until I started looking a little elsewhere. I'm quite curious, and knowing anatomy and how much the feet relate to the neck, I started looking at the neck and neck injuries and discovered that most dogs actually do not lick their paws because they have allergies. They lick their paws because they have neck injuries and nerve injuries from collars. As I started treating these dogs, I developed a very simple plan that would consist of removing the collar or not using the collar for leash attachment and using a harness instead. It took me quite a bit of time to find the perfect harness. Funny enough, it's called Perfect Fit, and you can find it on our website. And that harness has an attachment for the leash in the front and the back and totally spares the neck. The other thing that you may want to do if your dog licks his or her paws is to stop playing tug-of-war or injurious games, because sometimes dogs don't really know when to stop, and it's super important to pay attention to that. If you're using a leash, I recommend a shock-absorbing leash, making sure that you don't use retractable leashes because they generate quite a bit of shock when your dog gets at the end of the line or when the brake is pressed. The nerve lines and energy lines to the feet come from the neck, and if the muscles and nerves get injured, dogs feel abnormal sensation and they start licking. It's like we feel sometimes when we injure our neck. I had quite a few neck injuries and head injuries surfing and doing crazy stuff, and I used to feel abnormal sensation in my feet, in my hands, not my feet. And dogs are no different. They can't really tell you I have numbing or I have pin and needle sensation. They just start licking because it's an abnormal and unusual sensation. If your dog has been injured or your dog licks his paws, then the other thing I would like you to do is to find a veterinarian who is experienced in chiropractics or physiotherapy and rehabilitation. Or if you don't find a veterinarian with that experience, you may want to find a chiropractor, animal physiotherapist, acupuncturist, or massage therapist. These injuries can be detected quite easily. You sometimes press around your dog's neck or you move your dog's head left, right, up and down, and you see that they try to kind of get away from that. And that is another sign that injury may have happened. Some dogs recover really fast, some dogs don't recover as quickly. I usually recommend adding omega-3 oils such as Feel Good Omega, which is anti-inflammatory, and also providing the body with essential nutrients because the body needs to rebuild. Sometimes the muscles in the neck and the body tighten up because there's an element or two missing. There are 37,000 billion chemical reactions happening in the body every second. And that's a huge number of reactions. And if there is something missing, then you are not able to, that the body is not able to function normally. Anyway, that's about it. If your veterinarian still insists on allergies or your dog's test came back as allergic, I still would like you to address what I just mentioned because many dogs stop licking. My experience is that all the allergy tests come back with something positive. But if you have your dog on natural cooked or raw food, if you don't feed kibble, and if you do detox regularly, then your dog should be fine. I have an extensive personal experience with allergies. When I was young, I was not able to breathe through the nose for 6 months out of the year. I had very severe hay fever. And when I was about 20, I started looking at some other solutions because my parents put me on antihistamines and a lot of medication, and I didn't like it even then. And I cured my allergies with diet. So if your vet insists that your dog is allergic, just adjust diet and do not feed kibble or any processed food. and you should start seeing results. I'm not saying that there are no dogs who have allergies, but I would say that the percentage of dogs with allergies is much lower than that they say. I have a feeling that the word allergies is a replacement of the, I don't really know what's going on with your dog. Paxi, come on. You helped me record the video on paw licking. Thank you so much. You deserve a treat. What do you think, guys? So was he good or not? Almost until the very end. He's such a good dog. He always works with me. Do you want one more? Okay, come, I get it. Did we do a good job? Okay, sit. No, up. Sometimes he doesn't listen as much as I'd like him to, but he's forgiven because he's done such a good job. Anyway, are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Oh, doesn't care about my kisses. He wants treat. What do you think, Paxi? High five. Ah, good boy. He's kind of like a lazy teenager a little bit. Are you a lazy teenager? You're not lazy. We were in the mountains and he was wild. Are we going to have a Pax and Peter conversation? What do you think? Now we have a cookie conversation. By the way, these treats, they're a homemade treat recipe that we make, and I will be publishing a video on how to make good healthy treats very, very soon. So subscribe and make sure that you won't miss that video. Take care. Bye-bye. One more time. High five. Okay, good.